For the past 5 months, since my friend lost his battle to depression, I have been at war with trying to tackle suicide. And it dawned on me that every message that I give has a direct way of connecting with someone. So today, my message is simple. Don't just call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline because you think it's the right thing to do. Don't just call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline because you feel like, hey, he told me to. Call it because you're not just saving your life. You're saving the life of all the people who love you, all the people who enjoy hearing your laugh, all the people who enjoy hearing your jokes and hearing you just live. You're saving all of those people's lives. I know it does not seem like much, but just simply dialing 1-800-273-8255. You're changing not only your life, but the life of those around you. And if for some strange, odd, unusual reason you don't feel comfortable enough making that phone call, reach out to me. Simple message. Just real simple message. Nothing too difficult. I need to talk. And I will make sure I make myself available to you to make sure that we can go to war at this together. Now, with that being said, let's talk football. What's going on, Pride Nation? I'm back. The bye week is over. I had a lot of stuff planned. YouTube put me on a timeout, a little small, short timeout. Apparently, showing film from the NFL is frowned upon in YouTube world. So I got to be careful, people. I got to be careful. Make sure I don't lose anything. This is just going to be a straight up talk about the Lions. You know, obviously we had a bye week. We got a game coming up, and I just want to catch up on general. I'm about to hit on a lot of things that people have been talking about that I just find funny. I find it to be absurd and ridiculous that we're even having these conversations. But, you know, we got to have them apparently. So just gonna have a little fun with this today. All right. Obviously, I'm going to still make sure that I get you guys into the chat. So that's another thing we're going to definitely do. And you know, get things popping. But yeah, I'm at a point where I'm about to like just beat the hell out of myself. I can't take it no more. So before I get into all that, let's see who's in the building with me right now. We got Looney Tune in the building, Forbidden Knowledge, Delusional Lions fan. We got Quin. We got my man's Vash Starwin in the building. Mars Moon is in the building. He says, I'm here, bro. You kind of early. Yeah, I got to get it in a little bit earlier today. I got a few things I got to get done. And so, you know, got to go a little bit earlier today. But I'm back. You know, I'm back. I needed to handle some things health-wise. That you know had me doing it. Plus the fact that YouTube ain't playing about you showing certain things, so it is what it is. Cap Ice Cold, what up though, people? I'm finna tell you right now, it's gonna be some trigger alerts going on. I'm just giving you the heads up right now that some views are not going to be tolerated, or as they say, they will not be televised. Okay, I just can't. Let's start off with this Odell Beckham Jr. stuff. Why? Somebody explain to me why. Why are we doing this? Why is it that every single time a receiver becomes available, we have to talk about it? Why? It happens again. And it's not just Odell Beckham Jr. I believe today that Josh Reynolds got released from the Tennessee Titans. And what do you know? People are screaming, hey, the Lions can claim him off waiver wires for $500,000. Why? Why we do this? Every single time a receiver becomes available, they are the number one target for this fan base. Somebody help me understand why. How does Odell Beckham Jr. help when your quarterback won't see him if they're open anyway? It doesn't even matter, right? Like, literally does not matter. And to me, the idea that we keep bringing this up every single time that there is a freaking receiver available, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. How about we actually use the receivers we have? How about that? I love the fact that Dan Campbell talked about getting Amon-Ra St. Brown more involved playing the Z. I love that. That needs to happen. That needs to go down. But the reality is this. Why would we pick up Odell Beckham Jr.? Seriously, what has he done since that amazing catch? I'll wait. Seriously. We have to figure out better ways of getting people. And like I told you, it's going to come up. Every receiver that gets released, we want to pick them up. And the answer is no. No. Use what you have. The Lions have already released Darren Fells. Like Darren Fells was the problem. I've shown clips of Darren Fells getting open and the ball just don't go his way. So you want to give a young guy Brock a chance. Okay, fine. But let's be honest. That's not the problem here. You know, they waived Tom Kennedy. Okay. When were you going to give him a legitimate chance? When are you going to give Benson a chance? These are things that are not happening right now. And if they're not going to happen, are you now admitting that you made a mistake? If that's the case, cool. But every receiver that get released, we cannot look at. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to explain in open fairness why this can't happen. Let's start with the first part. What are you going to do with 3.1 million in cap space? I'll wait. Tell me how we use this. You ready to spend $3.1 million in cap space to do what? Who are you adding that's going to really give you a bleep? Like at this point, they need to be somebody who can not only move the needle, but be there for the future. Who are you adding? Who? We don't got no money. We got a fan base who is on a beer budget with wine taste. You just can't do it. You don't have the money. You don't. You want Dom Perignon with Colt 45 money. It's not going to work. And the Lions need to start utilizing the weapons. It's one of my biggest complaints with them. So they can release people and stuff, but there are things that we can't keep overlooking and can't keep acting like it's not the case. We got a lot of problems. And those problems started the fact that, you know what, injuries caught up. Injuries caught up to us, and they're killing us. And it sucks. But you want to go out as a fan base and add people when we still got 62 million. If you just go 62.6 million in dead money. 62.6 million in dead money. You don't add anything. You use what you have already. The same way you're using your fifth and sixth cornerbacks, you keep using them. Now, some things that I would like to see them make adjustments on, put Will Harris in the box. Let him try linebacker for a while. Right? I know they re-signed Jayshon Elliott. I mean, there's nothing to write home there. But we can't add these receivers. We don't have the money. When you start talking about cutting people, like, to me, Nick Williams would have been gone a long time ago. They go $2 million right there. He can go. Hell, in fact, let's play a little devil's advocate. I'm just curious what would happen if I started cutting people. Because they need to make some moves. And the truth is some of these people need to get the hell on. Like, seriously. All right. They don't have a lot of salary cap. 3.16 million. Let me make this big. Not a lot. But can they do some things to make some room? Yeah. But a lot of these players you can't get rid of. You can't. Like, it just doesn't make sense to do it. So let's say right now they decide to tell Nick Williams to go. Because I'm at a point now with certain players, I'm over them. I'm over Nick Williams. I'm over Will Harris. I'm over what's my man name? Deshaun Hen, even though he got activated, he'll be hurt after this week. Guarantee it. I'm over it. Right? So now you start going through and you're saying, where can you get money at? And you're so low, and people out there that it's like, yo, what are you going to do when you got these kind of injuries? Some of these people need to get some settlement going. Jay Sean Cornell, I mean, why? Why is he still here? Why is he still here? I mean, there's some people that are just dead weight, and they need to be moved on. Seriously. Why is he still here? You go through and you look at it, and you have to ask yourself a question of, man, could I do some things a little bit different? And the answer is, yeah. But it still wouldn't be enough to get you the kind of money that you need. It just wouldn't. And that's why you can't go out and get certain types of players. You can't. Hunter Bryant, bye. Anybody who hurt getting payout settlements. Take this money and go live life. Live your best life. All this stuff right here, where I can get money, yeah, my roster going to be slim. Because at this point, I'm already playing with no money. And I'm not trying to treat this like, oh, well, we can just overlook. No. You have to be able to move on from these people. None of these people, I don't want many of these players. They can go. This is dead money. So I'm just putting this out there. When y'all start thinking about getting players, and y'all start thinking about adding people, understand, I just cut, I think, 3 players. 3 players. And that still ain't enough to move the needle on our cap. Now, it moved the needle a little bit for next year, but come on. We can't keep doing it. We can't keep saying that we want these receivers every single time that one becomes available. I just don't see it. Now, the other part of it that I think that we've been missing for the longest is, let's be honest. Salary cap. Y'all know I can't talk shit. I'm just saying. Y'all, I mean, y'all already know that this team is playing hurt. And that's really what it boils down to. A lot of people that we depended on is not here. And as far as I'm concerned, if you ain't available, you should be gone. I would literally tell Okuda when he come back, you playing safety. If he say, no, I'm a corner, here, take this check. Take this check. Get out of here. You don't get to dictate anything anymore. You ain't been worth a damn, and I don't know how long. You was barely worth a damn at Ohio State. Okay? Like, seriously. So now we have to be honest about what's going on. And I understand he played with golf in LA. Don't matter. We can't afford nobody. Can we afford $500K? But you're not even using your other receivers. You're just not. And Dan Campbell said he's going to start to use other receivers. Our problems are so much thicker. And there's a large camp of people who want to make it seem like, oh, Jared Goff is not the problem. And Jared Goff don't have the supporting cast and blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line is, that's the thing. That's the one position that keeps coming up in every conversation. Even when they ask Dan Campbell how you going to do it, he's like, the quarterback going to have to push the ball down the field more, period. And we're going to design plays for that. We're going to design plays for the ball to get to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because you have legitimate receivers on the team. Amon-Ra can play outside. Let him. Use these other people in the slot. But let the people get an opportunity. And until they do that, we can't do it. It don't make sense. So to me, I'm over the whole idea of taking that. Now, let me just switch it up another one. I'm going to hit on a few other things, and I'm going to put it out there for those who want to join. The other thing I keep hearing is, of all the games available, when are the Lions going to get their first win? That's what I keep hearing. That's the one that keeps coming up. That's the one that people keep talking about. And I honestly think that that I hate to say it, don't be surprised if they mess around and beat Pittsburgh. Don't. Because so far what I've noticed is a lot of these games are games where they come close. They play up to teams that they think are good, and teams that they think are bad, they play down to. And I believe that they're going to think this team is good and they're going to play up to it. But it's going to have to come with a lot of changes. I need to see a running back actually get over 14 carries for once in the season. 8 weeks in, and we don't have a single running back getting over 14 carries. Don't know how this is possible, but okay. I'm watching teams like Jacksonville beat the Bills. I'm watching teams like I'm trying to think who's the one that ran the ball down the team. So I got to think of their name. It's gonna come to me in a minute. But they basically beat a really was it the Eagles? Nah, it'll come to me in a minute. But I know that they ran the ball 40-something times. We ain't never gonna be that close. What's going on, Detroit Rage? The reality is this: there's still time for things to happen, and it's not gonna happen until people just start to understand that the team is not losing because they don't have talent. That's not it. They're not losing because of the offensive line. There's 3 singular things that I think are contributing to the losing. 1, they're young. 2, injuries. And 3, poor play at key positions. You put the blame where you want, because I'm tired of arguing with people about what the tape show. Trying to argue with people about the tape show almost got my channel taken down. And I'm not in the mood of trying to explain to people what everybody else knows. You want to have a different view and a different opinion? Cool. Have that. Go for it. But guess what? No one cares, because you're going to be in the minority and nobody's going to buy into the belief of it anyway. But those 3 things are killing them. The injuries are killing them. There's no way they thought that Jacobs and AJ Parker were going to get significant playing time. Nobody thought that. But it's time to dump the dead weight. We can't keep it no more. Deshaun Hand got to go. I would go through this whole roster, and every single player who's been hurt in 2 seasons back-to-back will be off the roster. And I'm serious about that. You cannot play for this team if you're not available. Everybody said, oh, you whining about Isaiah Simmons. All he doing is balling. You gonna tell me that wouldn't have been a better pick than what we took? There are people deleting their comments off of my Okuda video. Like, I don't see it. But I see it. You know, we got people who want to blame Anthony Lynn. I can't even blame Anthony Lynn, because guess what? At the end of the day, as much as I want to blame Anthony Lynn, I see plays that he's calling that's got receivers open, that's got running lanes. And he's doing it with an offensive line that should not be this decent. He's doing it with a quarterback who is apparently either Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. Either way, he ain't seeing crap. It don't matter. And the only thing that I'm seeing a lot of these cases is where the guy just don't see nobody open. Jalen says, look, you tripping. Pittsburgh gonna kill golf. Maybe. But for some reason, if you look at the season, teams that they deemed good, they played up to. And they played up to them big time. That's the reality. What's going on, the Dern? Like, seriously. We got to be just better at just saying, you know what? We got what we got. Let's make sure we're using it right. Now, Dan Campbell makes a very good point about things that he's seeing, but it's like, how hard that has to be. Oh, our red zone offense and defense suck. Yeah. And that goes to your foot, because you can make adjustments and changes to get it fixed. I expect and suspect that you will make those changes and adjustments. Okay? And if you don't, then you're telling me everything I need to know about you as a coach. And the last thing you want me to do is become an enemy of you. Because once my respect levels go down, it's down. No matter what. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to drop this link in there. Again, I got one rule. If you join the chat, you simply show me your face before you jump in, and I'll bring you on, and we just talk about it. I'm going to give everybody a little bit of time to talk, but we just talk about it. But to me, this is one of them days where you can enjoy some things, because as I'm sitting there watching games that don't involve the Lions, I'm realizing certain things. Like, the teams who understand how to play to their strengths, they're doing it. Tennessee didn't have Derrick Henry. No problem. Right? Like, seriously. And I keep telling people that no matter how much you want to downplay the reality and say, oh, the Lions got a terrible loss, or the Lions got this, or the Lions got that, it don't matter. I see you, Malik. You can cut your camera off if you want to, bro. But those are just the things that I'm looking at. All right. So I'm bringing in my first guest, Malik. Malik, what up, though?
What up, Luke? So, one thing I wanted to touch on with Taylor Decker coming back, right? I feel we might be able to run the ball more with Taylor Decker coming back, because with the leader of the offensive line coming back, the offensive line might step up a little bit, more than what they're doing. Because, of course, our offensive line is not 100%, but with the leader back, that they might, show some better signs to us. And the defense, I just don't really know what to say about the defense, because you got good pieces on the defense, but I think it's like we need to start on Javike and McNeil more over Williams and some of the other people that's in front of them.
I mean, I think you hit on some good points, with Decker coming back, but I don't even think Decker coming back necessarily means run the ball more. You got to have a commitment to running the ball. And what I'm saying is once they get to 14 carries, that's it. And this whole splitting between the backs, I'm cool with that. But there needs to be one primary running back. There just needs to. You can't play this overly balanced game with these two running backs unless the game dictates that you do that. So, like, if you get in the game and both of them eating, then split the ball evenly between them. But in some of these games, the one who been eating was Jamal Williams, and he didn't get the ball as much. Or it be Swift, and he didn't get the ball as much.
Cause let me take you back a couple weeks ago when we played the Rams. I was in LA to watch that game. I flew from DC to LA to go watch that game. And every time it was 4th and 1, they sometimes they gave it to Jamal, sometimes they didn't. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a key 4th and 1, and they gave the ball to Swift, and Swift got stopped. And I was in the stands saying, why didn't they get a ball to Jamal? Every time you get a ball to Jamal in 4th and 1, the Rams D-line and linebackers could not stop him. So why would you have Swift in there on that specific play?
And I don't like that they're calling things for Swift that they will generally call for Williams. Like, I feel like Swift is more explosive, and he makes the offense more explosive. He should be the feature back. Like, seriously.
Because how I look at it, I'm going to say it like this. Swift is our, the overall back, the speedster, the shifter. Williams is our power and bruiser. Because when Williams lower them shoulders, it ain't no stopping them. And then the thing I like about Williams is one of the backs that people always look for. He know to fall forward. Falling forward as a running back is the key to getting positive yardage. And that's one thing that I can say that I like about Williams.
And like I said, until they commit to it, though, let's be honest, Malik, until they commit to it, it's going to be rough. You see what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be a full-fledged commitment to it, because you have to take the ball out of the hands of the quarterback, and they're just not doing it. They're not. And and it's terrible that they not. Let me hit on a few questions while you still in here with Malik. Hold on 1 second. I got a question from Jello. What I think the final record is going to be. Honestly, if I'm looking at this schedule right now, yeah, maybe five wins at this point. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what team gonna show up. That's the problem.
Can I ask you a question since you're giving us 5 wins? Where do you see the 5 wins coming from? Because right now I see possibly 3. I can't see 5, but I can see 3.
I think we beat the Bears.
Okay, I got that one too.
So I think we beat the Bears on Thanksgiving. I think we ironically beat Denver. I think we beat the Falcons. I think we beat Minnesota, and I think because Green Bay already got their spot locked up, and they don't really give a crap about that game. They will play their backups, and we'll beat the Packers.
Okay. But now the Denver game, looking at how Denver played against the Cowboys.
The Cowboys played worse. Let's be honest.
That's a tough one.
Drop passes, poor protection, the head coach going for it on 4th down in situations that he don't need to. Yeah, they played worse, and they basically gave that game away. But if you're looking at it and saying, okay, what is different or what could be different, that's what could be different. It said, do you guys think there will be a major snap count for certain players, or do you think they will recycle a game plan like they used on the Rams? I think you're going to see a significant snap count for certain players. Players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Burns, Levi Onwuzurike, basically those young rookies and stuff, they finna get a lot of playing time. And I think if for some strange reason, if we lose the next 2 games, really, I think Jared Goff got until Thanksgiving. He needs to get together by Thanksgiving. If they lose on Thanksgiving, they're going to go to Tim Boyle or Blau, in my opinion.
But going to Tim Blau, that doesn't make too much sense. I feel like Tim Boyle. How you say his name? Blau? I mean Boyle. Tim Boyle is worse than Jared Goff.
And see, that's where for me it's like they're going to send a message to the quarterback one way or another. I just, I think they just need to figure out really what they are and where they are.
And then another thing, why in the last game against Philly, why did they wait so long to pull the cord on Jared Goff? Let's say the Eagles went up. What was the score at halftime? 17-0?
I forgot what it was, but I think one of the reasons why they waited so long, and this is just my honest opinion, they figured this is your circus and your monkey. So you crapped it up and you're not getting it done, and you're not seeing people open, and you're not able to do certain things when there's people open, there's things happening. So they left them out there. I think that's what you saw. I think they said, you know what, you're gonna stay out there until you figure this out, because this is ridiculous. And honestly, I would have pulled him. I'd have put in Blau anyway and gave him some reps because the game was over. Like I said, everybody said, "Oh, man, like the Lions gave up." Nope, they got beat up. There's a difference.
But let's just imagine this. Let's say they would have put in Blau after halftime, right? And after halftime, that the offense would have just looked like a totally different offense, and that game would have been way closer than what it was. Let's just say that would have happened. We don't know if it was, or if it would have happened or if it wouldn't, but it probably could have, because I seen the article. The article said the O-line has given up on Jared Goff, which might be the case. The O-line might have given up on Jared Goff. I don't know if
I don't think I agree with that. I saw an article similar to that. If it's the one I think you're talking about, and I don't agree that they gave up on Jared Goff. I think that you got a very young offensive line, and you have players getting beat by veteran players who got skill sets and moves. And I think that there are players who should win. They're veterans. They've seen more, they've done more, and they should do it. So I get it.
Luke, thanks for having me on. I'm gonna come off because I'm about to step out. So thanks for having me on.
I mean, 100%, man. Thanks for rocking with me. Again, if you want to join me, all you got to do is simply show me your face before I bring you on, and I add you into the chat. The link is at the top. All you need is a phone, tablet, something that got a mic on it that you can talk on, and we get it popping. Delusional Lion fan says, Luke, what happens if the Lions go 0-17? We got to prepare ourselves. You know how the NFL is. We won't go 0-17. We won't. And like I said, the Packers had the NFC North locked up. They're not going to play their starters in Week 17. They can care less. They really can. And so you're probably going to be given a gimme, and you're probably going to win that game. So 0-17 seems unlikely at this point. L. Smith 11 says, I need y'all to win 2 games at least. Oh, you must have got a bet going on somewhere. In the mix says 5, maybe 3. I mean, that's all I can see at this point. They lost some games that I just could not understand. Denver going to kill the Lions. Okay. It says my Texans ain't winning games this season. Who you got in mind? Who you want the Texans to take? If you tell them to stop playing with this ridiculous request of 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, and they'll get trade partners. Hell, the Lions would be more than willing to give up their 2 firsts for Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? But I do think you bring up a very good point where you said the Lions will beat the Texans. And it's funny because I saw an article where they asked the question, is the Detroit Lions the worst team in the league? And I'm like, nope. I believe the Texans are worse. Also, even after the Jacksonville Jaguars have beat the Bills, think they're still worse than us. And even though the Jets have had their problems, I think they're worse than us. I think we might be like the 4th worst team in the NFL. But the Lions, I think, are going to get some wins, and I think Pittsburgh could be one of them because they seem to play up to teams that they think are really good. Teams that scare me are teams who can run the ball. So Cleveland, yeah, they scare me. They can run the ball. If you stop that run, you got a fair shot, you got a chance. And I think you can do some things for real, for real. I'm squinting real. I just want to get out of here with at least 1 win. I don't want to go 0-17. Yeah, they won't go 0-17. I just don't see it. Denver, not for real. Cowboys just had a bad game. A lot of people had a bad game. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars held the Bills. Just think about this, y'all. They held the Bills to 6 points. This is one of them NFL seasons, like all of them, but this is one of the ones where everybody stinks on a weekly basis. And week 1, the Packers stink. This past week, that was a horrible loss for the Bills. Horrible. Josh Allen played like trash. The Rams losing. And then the first thing, Lion fans, because they don't care about draft picks. They care about being right about Stafford. Look, Stafford threw 2 picks. Man, that game was already out of control. And I don't understand why they was even throwing the ball at that point. They needed to be running the ball. They gave up on it per usual. And I'm just saying to myself, let's be honest. Let's be honest about some things. But come on. Seriously. Let me see who else up in the building. Let me see. I see some people jumping in, man. Appreciate y'all for jumping in. Please don't put Boyles in. He worse than Goff. I would like to see Blau, but I think it's going to take, some drastic things to happen. I ironically think we win that Thanksgiving game. And that's going to be our Super Bowl. It's going to have to be. But we'll start there with that Thanksgiving game. Let's see. It says, I would prefer they start with the defense or O-line. Okay. I am very excited to see how to see St. Brown go to the outside. Hopefully with that, they keep both running backs in and put Swift in the slot every once in a while. I think that's what you're going to see. Because he's talking about him going to the outside, and that's something that you definitely want to look at. I think L. Smith won't Thibodeau. You can have him. I think that there's some other people that's better, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I'm gonna bring on my next guest, D-Map Zoom. What up, though?
Oh, what's going on, man? I would say sorry I didn't jump in soon enough. I was trying to finish this last level on Sonic Mania. I finally beat it.
But let me tell you something. So I bought that game, right? And I went back because I've always beat the first Sonic, the second Sonic, but then that one with Knuckles, I ain't never
Sonic
beat
3.
it. And that right there is a different beast. And I'm like, yo, why am I putting myself through this at this age?
Hey, man, it be like that. We got those certain games that you have for so long and still haven't beaten. Trust me, I got a game like that too, man. I don't even want to talk about it.
I mean, it's just one of the things, man. Now, one Funky Lion fan bring up a very good point. Luke losing on Thanksgiving and benching golf could end up having the Lions reaching on a quarterback in the draft. I'm not against taking one. I just don't want to reach for one in the first. Well, I don't want to see a receiver until the 4th or 5th round. So if you're telling me my options are anything outside of that, no. But I know a lot of people are down on Sam Howell, but let's be honest. Mars Moon made a point to me that I thought about, and I'm like, he might be on to something. He was like, the Lions need to be looking at, and this is before the trade deadline, but he was like, the Lions should be trying to trade for like Mitchell Trubisky. And I'm like, thought about it, and I'm like, he right. You get a mobile quarterback who most of you Lion fans won't anyway. And then you get a guy who's not going to be afraid to throw it, which we all want. But if he's a free agent next year, why not add him as a backup? Like, I would rather have Mitchell Trubisky, and I can't believe I'm saying that. I would rather have him right now than Jared Goff, because I just don't feel like Jared Goff is looking and being able to see our people. But what you got for the show today, D-Map?
Man, I'm just sitting here and just thinking about the next game, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, that's been looking pretty good these last couple of games. They've been scraping some wins together and scrappy, fighting. They're trying to redeem themselves from last year. I'm going to be honest, I really don't see us winning this game unless some reason the Lions manage to do something crazy. So they had a week off. Who knows? It's NFL, so I'm still amazed that freaking Jaguars sat here beat the Rams. Didn't nobody see that coming.
No, Jaguars beat the Bills. The Rams lost to Giants. I want to say it was.
Was it the Giants? I thought they were.
I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank. I forgot who the Rams lost to. I'm drawing a blank. But one Pride 40 says, would you put in a claim for Josh Reynolds? No, we're not.
Nope. I know is. Yeah, I know is.
Use your receivers.
Receivers.
You traded for Trinity Benson. Use them. You traded for Cardale Hart. Use them. Use your receivers.
Me, I'm sitting here wondering why every time a receiver is available to pick up, and all the Lions fans want to jump on it. It's like, no offense, OBJ is nice and all, but is he really gonna help us do anything this season? No, that's a waste of money. That's money we don't got, man. We Poe Pippin out here.
Yeah, Buffed Up says, why we have to show you our face, laugh not loud. You just have to show it to me when you're backstage and you can cut your camera back off. And the reason you do that is because you have some people who think they're funny and they think they're cute and they want to do stupid stuff. And before you even get on here and get yourself embarrassed, because I will clown you because I'm sick of dumb stuff.
Man.
Just show your face and then cut your camera back off. It's that simple.
Man, you got people that just petty out here.
But again, if y'all go back and listen to the show early on, I've already talked about this. I'm sick of it. Every single time a receiver get released, we talking about them. I can't.
It's stupid to me. Like, why the hell would you waste your time trying to build up a damn receiver when we got receivers on our team that's good and we don't even use them?
0-17 is unreasonable because we will win the final game against the Packers. So optimistic. I think that's at me, but 0-17 is 0-17. And if you don't lose all 17 games, then you're not 0-17. And in terms of being optimistic, yeah, I am an optimistic person, and I've always been real about it. I had this team winning 8 games. If you go through and look at the first 8 games, 2 of them were games that you can say that they got beat down in, and it was embarrassing. The other 6 were very winnable. And so it is what it is. Delusional Life fans, Luke, I know it's early for draft talk. With the Rams draft pick early. Instead of wide receiver, how about we draft right guard? Okay. I told you that draft stuff, man. I'm leaving that alone. What up, Luke? What is your thoughts if we don't take a quarterback with the first overall pick? Would you see draft talk is too early for me?
Man, that's way too early.
I
attempt as that is, it's too early.
You know, I enjoy the game, and tell me how can this team get better to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers? You know what I mean? That's what I'm more interested in.
Run the ball more than 14 times a game.
And I just think they really what they got to do. I may be crazy about this. Just stop Claypool in the run game for them, and I think you can win.
That's possible. Because no offense to Ben, but Ben, he is over that hill. Like, he should have retired last year, honestly.
And if they play into the hand of the Steelers, which is passing the ball a lot, then that's on them. Shame on them for making that mistake.
Yeah, obviously, Goff can't throw it out on the field. He's too scared to. Even receivers are wide open, but he never finds them. I don't know why, but yeah.
Some people believe 0-17 is alive and kicking. We'll see. If you was a betting man, would you put money on that? I probably wouldn't. So, that's just how I look at it. But D-Mac, again, what else you got for me, man? What else you want to hit based on? Because this is one of the ones I'm just leaving it open. I got to figure out how to get around this because I want to show people that the offensive line is not the problem, and that receivers are open. And there's one guy who's not doing it.
Oh man, trust me. Like, we gotta always have guys open. We even have freaking running backs actually making great runs, getting good yards. But the main thing we always be missing on is receivers being open. And who can you blame other than Goff? When it's freaking fourth down, he started to freaking throw the ball out instead of trying to throw the ball to the open receiver.
I mean,
he's standing there for freaking 5 seconds. You don't see him.
Listen, it's one of the things where you got to look at it. It is where I don't trust the quarterback, and it's unfortunate because I don't blame quarterbacks. And the mix says, Luke, if they go 0-13, will you get nervous about 0-17? No. Nope.
If it happens, it happens. It is what it is. What you do.
I mean, I think at this point, like I said, 3 to 5 wins is still possible. It is.
I think I have a feeling that if he does lose on Thanksgiving, I think at that point they'll probably just bench him.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, what's the point?
At Thanksgiving, if he loses, that's it.
Now listen to this. This is interesting to me. L.Smith11 responded to Buffed Up, who basically said that the Lions are, objectified. He said the Texans are the last 2 years. The Texans over the last 2 years are the worst ranked organization in pro sports.
True.
Think off all the talent they let go. They let go a lot of people.
Man, they let go freaking Haskins for a freaking Coke and a freaking Coney.
It says it's one thing to swing and miss, but to have talent and give it away is crazy. They did the same thing that the Jacksonville Jaguars did.
Literally, they gave a whole bunch of talent, pretty much some chips and cookies.
What up, though, Jack Frost? What's going on? Again, if you want to join the chat, the link is in the description. You can jump in and join in. What else you got for me, D-Mac, man? I want to make sure I get everybody in, man. So, what else you got for me?
I'm saying nothing really, man. I'm just really hoping we hope some freaking miracle we actually manage to pull out this win against Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh, they won some games. It's like they haven't been that good. They've been scraping by barely. So that's one of them games we actually have a chance to win. But it's who knows? It's the NFL. Oh, they pull it up. I just want to avoid going 0-17, be the first team. Can you imagine being the first team to go 0-17?
I would be absolutely shocked. I would tell you the truth. If they go 0-17, there's no way you can justify keeping Campbell or anybody here. Yeah. And that's just the reality. Yeah. If they go 0-17, I would be on the train of you got to fire them. I don't care what happened. This is the NFL. There's ways to win games, and you need to do it. And if you go 0-17 in its introduction of the 17th game, you should be fired.
There's no excuse to go 0-17. It's bad enough 0-16 happens, but 17, no. You can't win one game. Not one game.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming in, D-Map. I'll make sure some other people get in here before they jump out. And like I said, man, always a pleasure having you come and rock with me, man, for sure.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on.
All right, 100, man. This, like I said, I just don't see certain things happen. It says, "What up, Luke? The team that have the most success are the ones that run the ball consistently." That's what I see. I don't know why nobody else is doing it, but that's what I see. Ghetto Pass says, "I don't care about the Lions winning games. This is a deep defensive draft. I would rather have Hamilton over Thibodeau anyway." Now, again, that's a draft thing. I'm staying away from draft until it's time to talk draft. I'm getting used to them being bad in the Rockets too. Only hope is the Astros. Damn, that's rough. Hamilton is a monster. Okay. Like I said, I'm too much there. Golf playing like garbage on purpose. Now, this is something that has been coming up a lot to me. Like, I'm not making this up. I have had a number of like Lions Pride Nation hit me up and say, do you think golf is playing bad on purpose, but still trying to do just enough to make his numbers look good? And I said, if that's the case, I don't know, because I do feel like he was more gutsier on the Rams than he is with us. He's playing absolutely safe at this point. But if that's the case, no team should ever pick him up again. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to say I'm praying that he's not doing it on purpose. I really am. Luke, what coral? I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to on that. I wanted golf to prove me wrong. He failed at that too. Yep, he didn't prove me wrong. I thought at the best he was going to be a game manager. You can't even see open people. I don't know how you manage a game when you can't see open people. How do you feel about Dan Campbell? This is from L.Smith11. I like Dan Campbell. I think Dan Campbell is the right person, if at all nothing else, to get us a jump start. It may be somebody else to get us over the hump for a Super Bowl, but to get the team back to respectability, to get the team back to having some type of attitude, I like what he's doing. So that's the truth. Mitchell Trubisky was drafted over Watson and Mahomes for a reason. He's a future legend. Okay. After week 2, prepare for the Lions. I mean, I think if they come out flat this week, it's going to be a lot of talks about some things. But he's going to get at least 3 seasons here. But if he go 0-17, fire him. I'm sorry. There's no accepting that. Let me see. Trubisky over the goofball. Yeah, I'm taking, because at least he's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. He's not. Trinity, I got people jumping up. Damn it. Trinity Benson is a legend. Let's see what else. I've been thinking that for a while now. To be honest, I pray to God that's not what he's doing. I really do. I pray to God that's not what he's doing. Rams lost to the Titans. Yeah, that's what they lost to. Listen, I draw blanks, man. I draw blanks. Let's see. Rams lost to the Titans and the Cardinals. Okay. Luke, would you take Coral over Howe? Draft question. Not talking draft. Lions fans been screaming for every wide receiver that has been available since February. Dude, it is the most mind-boggling thing. We don't ask for nobody else. I didn't see right now. Jalen Smith is out there. I got people who don't want him. Fine. You think the linebacker core is decent and you don't want Jalen Smith? Fine. I wanted Bernardrick McKinley, and people was like, fine. But every receiver that get released, they want. Trade for Andy Isabella. Trade for James Washington. Trade for N'Keal Harry. Trade for this and trade for that. Oh, go and sign this receiver and that receiver. And it's like, yo, what is it with this fan base and the receivers? Like, I love a woman with a nice butt, right? Just a nice, juicy butt. But this fan base is in love with receivers. And I don't understand why. I don't. It's ridiculous to me. Yo, Luke, why is it that Will Harris is on the roster? Brad Holmes ain't watching the tape. We ain't got no more. Who we going to put in? Dean Marlowe? Who are we putting in? The injuries have caught up to him. And when the injuries catching up the way they have, who are we putting in? Nobody. There's nobody to put in. That's why he's still on the roster. And it's unfortunate. The Rams O-line took the day off against the Titans. Yeah, that man took a beating. That Pat Stafford, I know, he is what we thought he was. You've been waiting how many weeks to say that? Come on, Jack. You've been waiting how many weeks to say that? Even with that bad game that he had, his numbers are still better and ahead of any season he had with the Lions. Man, run the ball every play. At this point, hell yeah. I can't enjoy my team's games. It's the worst brand of football I damn near all time. Dead serious. Yeah, I'm Houston. I don't know what they're doing over there. I really don't. And it's so irritating. They're almost stepping. Paisley says, I was just looking at Cam's workout, and I'm just saying we don't have nothing to lose. We can kick the tires on Cam. I think he could be there, go off at least until the draft. The problem is this. I'm going to show you what the problem is. All right. And this is not my opinion. This is not my views. The problem is we got $3.1 million in free money. I don't know how much it's going to cost to sign Cam, but I doubt it's going to be less than $3.1 million. If you can convince Cam to come here for $500K, which I don't think he would do. I don't. But if you could, then okay, try it. I don't really care. But we don't have a salary cap. And that's the part that we're going to run into. We just don't have the salary cap to do it. We're 0-17, bro. It's never too early for draft talk. It's always too early for draft talk. To me, it's like premature ejaculation. Calm yourself down. That's how I look at it. At some point in time, you have to be able to say, okay, how do I fix these things? Because if you don't fix these things now, I don't care who you draft. You could draft the next Dan Marino. You could draft the next Peyton Manning, the next Tom Brady. It don't matter if you ain't fixed these other things first. We keep want to skip the process to get to the results, but the results are not going to get done if you're skipping stuff. So yeah, I don't believe that 0-17 is there, and we'll see. Lion Lee says, was it Furmo? Is that the guy from Penn State? Going to eat against us like in person? We'll see. One Pride 40, Luke. When you start talking draft, week 17. I don't know why y'all ain't never noticed it. I always start either week 16 or week 17. Since it's the 17th game now, I always start either 2 weeks before or the last week. I don't never talk it before then, because what happens is we get so caught up in draft and we don't know who coming out. We don't know who's going to get hurt the rest of the way. You know what I mean? We don't know who's going to be available. So it's a moot point. It's all speculation. It's like, what's the point of that? Can we really beat Pittsburgh? What do you see in this game for us this time, Luke? I do think we can beat Pittsburgh. And it's not so much about what I see for us, but if we are able to run the ball, I think that's the first step. We have to be able to run the ball. We're not doing that right now. Like, that's the problem. They're not running the ball appropriately. Because if they were, they would be doing some stuff different. But they're not. So run the ball to kind of take the ball out their hands. Excuse me. Then you go through and you look at the fact that they barely beat a Bears team at home. They got a rookie quarterback. But if you go through and you look at that game and you look at what transpired in that game, then you can start to come up to some conclusions about, oh, this is what's going on. This is where the problem come in at. And so to me, we have to be the aggressive ones in running the ball. Run the ball. Keep playing your same defense because you can get home. You can definitely get home. But right now, you know what? They're ranked, 13th in rushing attempts, or basically 15th in rushing yards. So, you know, you can run against this team. Where you're going to lose at is they are ranked 10 or 11th versus the pass play 10th. They're 10th versus pass attempts, 15th versus pass yards. So off rip, they're 8th in points for, 23rd. I'm sorry, they're 8th in points against and 23rd in points for. If you're able to run the ball on them, you can have success. And so, yeah, I think if they find a way to do that, we'll be fine. It is what it is. Luke should have taken a quarterback and led his drive. Why? Who? Just saying. We beating the Steelers. Let me see. Let me see if I can get caught up. Hit on a few more. Get Josh. Did I take? Why? Why? Why we keep doing this? Because he's familiar with him? Why? This recycling bin that we keep doing? Man, move on. You can draft you a receiver. How up to speed is Josh Reynolds going to get? So instead of your number one target being the tight end, it's going to go to Josh Reynolds. Whoop-de-doo. The quarterback got to see people open, and receivers have been open. Like, it is what it is. That's interesting. Campbell might have to be fired if we go 0-17. I don't want to lose Aaron Glenn, though. I'm sorry. He go 0-17. I don't give a care who get fired. You cannot. You cannot. It won't happen. Odell Beckham Jr. said he wants to join the Packers. Good for him. So he can complain and cry after the ball don't go his way because the ball is going to go to Devontae Adams. Good for him. No way we're beating Pittsburgh. We could beat Minnesota or Chicago at home. Vikings are having a lot of issues. Fair enough. I'm not arguing with you, Craig. Fair enough. But I'm just saying the Lions have been playing up to teams they believe to be good teams. And if you are looking at the Lions' history, they seem to do this. Every time they thought a team was good, they played up to them. And let's be honest, the AFC is a total crapshoot right now. You don't know what team's going to be where. Don't make no sense. Lions Lee says Campbell needs to pick up Arnett and send him out on the field to. Oh, nah, man. In this day and age, we can't even joke like that. Can't even joke like that. 0-17 and fire the coach with 5 years remaining on his contract. MCDC gets at least next full season, no matter if he finishes 0-34. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, but if it's me, I will fire him. You go 0-17, you got to go. I'm gonna cut my losses, and you got to go. I got coaches on my team right now. I can make a head coach and keep my same motion going. I can move Aaron Glenn to the head coach spot. I can take Deuce Staley and move him to that spot. Like, seriously, you ain't gonna lose no. Go 0-17 and watch my attitude. Only 9 more weeks in the NFL torture chamber. I'm mentally drained. I feel you, bro. But my question is who do you blame for this season? You know, what are the things you think is the cause of this season being the way it is? Goff looks like he doesn't care. He's doing something. I don't think he – see, the thing about Goff is when they first got him, I never had the feeling that he really wanted to be here. Never. Look, everybody wants this damn receiver. I don't get it. I don't get it. Everybody want this receiver. Goff reminds me of the Pistons Blake Griffin situation, like Goff just counting down the time until he can leave. I think he don't want to be here neither. I don't think he liked the city. I don't think he embracing what the city is about. I don't think he care in some cases. I think the only thing he care about is can he do enough to not look bad? That's what I think. Outside of that, I don't think he give a care. So, delusional Lion fans, we should have gotten Teddy Bridgewater. That would have been a trade with the Panthers, so we would have got the 8th pick and Teddy Bridgewater. What is Teddy Bridgewater doing this season right now? Like, seriously. And I'm not asking out of like trying to be funny. I'm asking because I'm curious. Is he tearing it up right now? Am I missing something? Like, seriously. So I'm going to go and look. Teddy Bridgewater. And I'm going to just look and see how he doing versus Jared Goff. If it's not a significant difference, I mean, and I walk away with an extra first, I think I'm okay. Like, seriously. So let's see how much of a difference it is. That's the first thing I want to know. He completed 70.2% of his passes compared to Goff 66.9, 2,163 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Goff has 1,995 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Yards per attempt, 7.6, 6.5. He's been sacked 26 times. Goff has been sacked 22. I mean, if you ask everybody else, he's the most pressure quarterback, but whatever. No, I think I'd rather have my 2 first. I'm sorry. I think I'd rather have my 2 first, because if you took Teddy Bridgewater, you're forcing yourself to guarantee you have to take a quarterback this year. So, nope. I think I'm good. I think I'll keep that. Let me see. Hit on a few more before I get up out of here. Luke, just face it. Goff not doing enough to not look bad. Man, listen. I've been fake. Listen. I'll do it again. I don't know why y'all don't believe me, but I waved the white flag, right? Like, Jared Goff is not it. I've waved. It's waved. I mean, face what? I've already said I waved it. I'm glad we can talk football, not ridiculous records. Jimbo G done left and ain't coming back. Left not allowed. No 10 wins, 13 wins, BS. Jimbo G ain't went nowhere. Don't get it twisted. Vegas picked them to go 0-17. You can't fire Campbell for not getting the least talented team to play above their heads, even though he has twice. Okay, let's be honest. The least talented team, stop playing. They're not even the worst team in the NFL right now. Record-wise, they're the worst team in the NFL. But the least talented team, nah, not true. I don't believe with that one, y'all. What's good? Are receivers when the quarterback can't throw? That's my question. Maybe everybody want a receiver, but I don't get it. D-Map, I'm finna hop out of here, man. I gotta shoot a run, bro. I had a few people that jumped in behind you, but then they jumped out. Teddy won a game and didn't combs his hair, shows dedication. Boy, stop. Let me see. Luke, you think it's a no-brainer to take Kayvon at number 1 if we have the first pick? I think it's a mistake. I'll answer it like that. Yeah, I want to keep talking draft, but I'll answer it like that. Taking him number 1 overall is a mistake. Who is he better than? Who is he better than right now? Is he better than Jadavian Clowney? Is he better than Julius Peppers? Who's the guy he's better than? Start finding me comparisons on who he's better than to be warrant worth the first overall pick. Is he better than Myles Garrett? Who? Just putting it out there. Who is his comparisons? I think it'd be a mistake. The few Denver fans I talk to aren't overly thrilled with him. Yeah. Bronco fans don't even want Bridgewater anymore. They want somebody that can be electrifying. If the Lions get home to Big Ben, they have to bring him down. He's just be shrugging defenders off of him. Yeah, but Ben, I think, is broke down at this point. I really do. I think he's broke down at this point. So, all right, let me see. All right, people, I'm doing a short one today, man. I gotta shoot a run, man. Life is happening, man. Kids growing up. It's been a beautiful point. What is this? One fucking line. I know this is not popular, but I would trade back and take Jordan Davis over. Okay. All right. Y'all know me, people. I cannot end the show unless I do it on a positive note. We got to do it positively. It's the only way we can do it. I want to thank everybody who's in here. If you're in here, please make sure you hit that like button. Give me that thumbs up. Wanted to keep it clean, sweet, and short. I got to still figure out how to show y'all the rest of these damn videos I made in the offensive line without me getting kicked off of here. That sucks. But it is what it is. You know, I do my best to make do with what I have. Okay. All right. So you know me. Positive quotes. This is where we're going to go with this. All right. Positive quotes. Today's positive quote comes from the internet. It comes from the internet. I do not know who said this. Or maybe, you know what, better yet, I think I do. I just Googled it and it gave me the person who said this. Today's positive quote comes from Albert Einstein. He says, any fool can know. The point is to understand. Any fool can know, but the point is to understand. Listen, people, it's one thing to say, oh, I know this and this is this, but to understand is the difference. And I'm going to tell you why. When I watch football, I don't just watch football and see the results and see stats and go, oh, that's what happened. That's what it is. I have to understand what happened, what transpired, what steps came before each one. And I apply the same view to life. See, it doesn't just make sense for me to say, hey, if I give you $100 and you invest it, you can make more money. But I don't understand how to do investing. What I'm saying to you overall is don't be a fool. Don't play yourself. Don't do things just because you know and you were just told. Actually understand the why to the fish that you're fishing for. Actually understand the purpose behind why you're doing these things. Some of us go out and somebody sets up a line and put a worm on the end of it and they throw it out. They never explain to you why they use worms. They never say to you why they use that particular fishing rod or anything like that. They simply tell you this is what we do to catch fish. See, if they truly understood the fish, they would know that maybe that fish likes crickets, or maybe that fish likes larvae, or maybe that fish actually likes other freaking fish. But when you don't understand the purpose, or you don't take the chance to understand the why behind it, when you don't take the opportunity to fully dive into it and understand why and where and when and how, you will find yourself just simply knowing. And that in and of itself, from a genius, is foolish. That makes you a fool. Do not play yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It's one of the reasons why I keep telling you, don't be no chump. Please do your research. Because at the end of the day, when you just watch a game and go by the results, you simply are accepting that what happened is what happened. You never took the time to understand why it happened. This is a time for you to make some adjustments. This is a very crucial time before 2022 gets here for you to make some things different. And if you can do that, then guess what? You won't be foolish. You'll simply just be working on your genius. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with me. Sorry, I got to do a short show. I'll be back at it again tomorrow, obviously trying to get this thing popping. Also, I'll be on for 15 minutes on Man Hour. Pretty much just talking any type of football. It won't just be Lions, but it'll just be any kind of football. So come join me over there. That's going to be at about 8:30 today. And as always, man, you know me, man, got to be able to say to you all, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I am out.